Guys, this is a review of Pat Riley's press conference yesterday. I was not able to be there live for the press conference and do like whatever he said and like kind of stop in the middle of the video. I was gonna do something like that on my channel, but I wasn't able to. I had to go to work. But this is I was gonna play the video in this video and pause it every minute, but I really don't have enough time. I gotta go back to work around like within the hour that I'm making this video. So what I'm gonna do is I wrote down, so I reviewed the I reviewed the press conference, and I wrote down about 10 to 11 facts or points that he made that I like, or that I bold statements that he made basically in this press conference yesterday. So let's go on and start. All right. All right, here goes the first one. Riley has said in a couple of times that the easy answer would be to bring the same team back next season, but added that's not what's going to happen. Yes, no, I agree. It would be easy to bring back the same freaking team next season, but that's not what we're about. We're here to make this team. The team is supposed to be better than this. We don't. That's lazy because we have teams like the Boston Celtics and the Philadelphia 76ers that we have to worry about in the future. And we just bring back the same players and not add an all-star to this group or bunch of core players. Then that's just being lazy, and we're not going to be successful at all. You got to change it up because we haven't won a championship. Even when you win a championship, you always add a piece to the championship squad. Remember the Big Three era when we didn't win a championship in 2011, so we added Shane Battier. We made it, that's a big move we made during the summer. And then what was it? After we won the championship in 2012 against the Thunder, we added Ray Allen and Rashard Lewis. We added players, and then after that year, we won a championship again. We repeated. We added, I think it was Greg Oden and Michael. We added Michael Beasley, brought him back. So we always added players to those teams. You never keep championship teams that get bounced out the first round. You never keep the same roster. You always look to better the roster or whatever. So, and this team definitely needs to be better. This team needs more players. We need an all-star down here. So I agree. I will hold them to that during this summer. This team will not be the same. So some players are not coming back, and we're getting some new players. That's what it sounds like he's talking about, guys. All right, the second point. Is anybody on the roster? Someone asked Manny Navarro, one of the media members from the Miami Herald. Yes, is anybody on the roster untouchable? Riley says, no, show me the right name and I could be in on anything. So obviously I thought at least Richardson, Bam Adebayo is untouchable. But I get what he's saying. He would like to keep, Richardson, Bam Adebayo, Winslow, guys like that, young guys like that. But if there's an opportunity that presents itself to get a player like LeBron James or Paul George or hell, even Kawhi Leonard somehow get him out here, then he's going to have to move these pieces. And I agree. I honestly agree. If it comes to a chance where you have to move some of these players to get one of these star names, then you do it. You take it. So no one's untouchable. No one's safe. I agree with that. So yeah, he's basically telling you guys no one's untouchable, and if I have to do something, I will do it to get a bigger name down here. Riley says the next challenge is finding a transformative superstar or player. Yeah, I agree. You got to get a transformative player down here. You got to get a player that can give you 20 points and play some defense. You got to. That's a given. That's definitely a given. You got to do that. A transformative player would definitely. One transformative player will be good, but if you can get two transformative all-star players down here, we are in the conference finals again. So, yes, we have to go get a transformative player down here. We got to give a guy that's going to give us 20 to 25 points a game consistently and play some defense. We need a guy like that for sure. Riley also said in the next bold statement of comment, "I'm not going to break up the core of this team, but they're going to make this. He's going to make this team better." What he means by that is he's not going to break up the main guys. He's not going to try to anyway. But if he has to, he will. What he's really trying to do is he's trying to keep the main core guys together and bring another player down here, bring a top all-star down here to play with these guys. So that's basically what he's saying in that comment. That's another bold statement by him. Riley says he believes, quote, having a pick every other year is enough. He says he's really not a draft pick guy. I don't agree with that, guys, at all. By the way, the Heat have a 2019 pick, not a 2018 pick. I don't agree with that at all, guys. I believe that you should have a pick every year. You should have a young, new draft piece every year because you never know. You might get a guy like a Jimmy Butler late in the first round, or a Kyle Kuzma late in the first round, or even a Donovan Mitchell, and right at the end of the lottery. You never know. So I don't agree with that. I agree that you should have a draft pick every year. Every year you should have a draft pick because you never know what type of player you're getting. If you have a good scout team, which I don't think the Heat has a very great scout team, you know, you look at the Jazz for example. They made it to the second round last year, but they lost Gordon Hayward. That was a big loss for them, but they still made the playoffs last year, and they got a Donovan Mitchell. Same thing with the Boston Celtics. What they've been doing these past few years, they've been making the playoffs, but they've been getting young freaking all stars like a Tatum, a Brown, a Terry Rozier, players like that. You've been getting players like that while you've been making the playoffs every year. So I don't agree with that. I think we should be competitive and we should be looking to get draft picks. It doesn't have to be a lottery pick, but you should have a great scout team like the Boston Celtics or the Utah Jazz. Have a great scout team like one of those franchises and scout for a player under the rough, a diamond in the rough. Scout for a player like that also while being competitive in the playoffs. You never know when you might get a Donovan Mitchell. You never know. You might get a Kyle Kuzma. You may get a Jimmy Butler. You never know if you don't have draft picks every year. So I don't agree with Pat Riley on that. We need draft picks every year. I always believe that we should, because you never know what you're going to get in the draft. The draft is a big science project. Basically, you never know what's going to happen. So I always try to get. I'm with the fact that you always should try to go get a player out of the draft because he can develop it into anything. He can develop into the next Dwayne Wade. You never know. So I don't agree with that. Well, let me see where I'm at. Okay, we have four more quotes. No, five more quotes. He said. All right, Riley, on the fans wanting more, on the Heat fans wanting more. Well, he said basically, quote, well, give them more. I'll give them more. So that's a big bold statement. He basically said, I'm going to give you guys more. We're going to get more people down here in South with the Miami Heat. We'll see. I'll hold him to that. I mean, that's all I really have to say. We'll see. Are you really going to give us more or what? Next quote, Riley. Quote, we are a playoff team, but it's not good enough just to be a playoff team. Making the playoffs is not a badge of honor. End quote. Yeah. I definitely agree. We are the Miami Heat. I believe we are definitely a first class organization. And I believe that just making the playoffs is not good enough. We're not one of those teams that's just happy to make the playoffs and get bounced out. Win one game and get bounced out. This was a terrible, terrible playoff experience this year. There's no way we should have got just basically one playoff win like that against against this young Philly squad. No way, no fucking way. I am not pleased by that at all. So yeah, we have to just making the playoffs is not good enough, guys. I have high expectations for this franchise to deliver under the championship pretty soon. So just making the playoffs is not good enough. Pat Riley believes that also. We are the same. Most Heat fans should believe that we are on the same page basically. So we have to do whatever we can do this summer to get some superstars down here and do more than just make the playoffs. Actually go to the conference finals. Actually go to the fucking finals and do something. Go win a championship. This is not good enough, especially for a franchise of this stature. Okay. This is what Riley said about Whiteside that I wrote down. That's pretty interesting. He said, quote, I would have taken him out of game 5 also. Yeah, I agree. Game 5, he didn't have a great game. The early games he had in the series with Spo just taking them out because he could, and in the end of the season where he was just blatantly taking them out, I don't agree with that. Yeah, Game 5, he should have never taken out. I mean, Game 5, yes, I agree, he should have taken him out. Whiteside had a slow start, so Espo, I kind of see what he was trying to do, even though he had a poor coaching performance in this past playoffs. I see what he's trying to do. We are trying to win. We're trying to win that important Game 5 so we can get back in the series. And Whiteside wasn't showing up in the beginning of the game, so you take him out and you try to put someone different in to make a difference or whatever or impact. Riley said he's not happy with the. This is another quote. He's not happy with the ending of the season or whatever, or the ending of the playoffs. I am not happy either. No Heat fan that should be happy about what just happened. We got eliminated in 5 games. That's not good enough. So we have to do better next year. We have to improve. No one's happy about that, Pat Riley. That's obvious. Excuse me. All right. 2 more quotes to go. All right. It seems that Pat Riley blatantly told. Well, this is what I have to say. It's not really quotes. This is what I said. It seems that Pat Riley's blatantly told us today that we won't hesitate to improve, basically, guys, on the team by potentially getting a transformative player. So the right name, basically, well, the right player, basically, in this free agency class would get us right where we need to go, guys. So he did say that he would try to fix the relationship between Whiteside and Espo. He tried to have an intervention or whatever, and that's just an extra quote I have. But yeah, he would try to make an intervention with these guys and get these guys to work it out or whatever. He also believes that Whiteside was, and I believe this also, Whiteside wasn't physically ready for the playoffs. I believe that knee injury was a nagging injury he had to deal with all season, guys, right in the beginning of the series. And I think, we kept bringing him back and he wasn't fully healthy. Also, with that hip flexor at the end of the season, I think that had something to do with his play also. So I think Whiteside wasn't physically all the way there, and I think mentally, Pat Riley also stated, I think mentally he wasn't all the way there either. So maybe he's saying this to get this guy's trade value up, but he also could be genuinely telling the truth that maybe we should give Whiteside another chance. I believe we should give Whiteside another chance, and he's going to talk to Whiteside at Espo and try to iron out things during this summer. So we'll see, guys. So as of now, it sounds like he's trying to keep Whiteside in the fold, keep him with the team. So you never know. You really never know. But that's all I have to say about this press conference that Pat Riley had yesterday. You guys give me your thoughts. I already saw some comments on the latest video I put out about the press conference he had yesterday. But you guys give me comments on this video, and I'll be sure to answer most of them anyway. Yeah. So Heat Life for 305 out. Let's get it. Let's get us a fucking superstar. Or let's at least get us an all-star this offseason and see what we can do, guys. Oh yeah, he also said about Dion Waiters. They're gonna probably most likely keep Dion Waiters. He also said that Dion Waiters seems like he's gonna he'll be healthy after the surgery. I also have to add in that Tyler Johnson had successful thumb surgery yesterday. So there's a lot of news I like to just, add into this video because I don't feel like making a whole new video about it. But a guy like Tyler Johnson and Dion Waiters could also be movable this offseason, guys. So just look out for this. This free agency is going to be pretty interesting for the Miami Heat. So yeah, guys, He Lifer 305 out. Give me comments, share, subscribe, all that good shit. We're almost at 200 subscribers, guys. Let's keep going. He Lifer 305 out. Let's get it.